What's going on? This is my second attempt at this, so it's no grand glorified introduction. The reason why I'm redoing it is because the subject, who I was going to make this video about, the guy has a business, and I just feel like I shouldn't be like go in on his business because his business is part of this topic. So I'll figure out how I'll do with the voiceovers and stuff, so you could kind of figure it out. But I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in this dude's video, but or maybe I won't even show it. I'll just talk about it. So basically, this guy, he made a video about rich people don't have to show it or something like that, which and there's truth in that. You don't have to. I believe once you reach a certain status, you don't have to show people. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it's actually costly. But on top of that, like myself, I'm not gonna not show myself. You know what I'm saying? Like screw that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I've done enough of that to reach this point. Now I feel like you should show up how you show up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I don't really subscribe to trying to impress people. I just do me. I'm trying to impress me. But before that, because this scent is wafting, let me just go on. Today, scent of the day for me, and actually two really, but scent of the day, this guy, just real quick, this guy, it's called Cayenne Classic. It's Dior Homme, the original or whatever. I mean, I'm saying, let me get one, just one. It's one of those fragrances that when you spray it, it makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like you could smell the it's iris, something, I think iris amber or whatever, but Dior, it's not the intense one. This Dior Homme, the original for this guy. You know what I'm saying? It's real good. I personally, I like it. This guy lasts about I think 6 hours, 5-6 hours. It wash first. It comes out and it kind of comes back into like a what, maybe half an arm's length out that you can smell it. Whatever. Good. This guy is good for like suits, or sort of like this, like kind of nights out, going out. You know what I'm saying? Something when you want to kind of feel yourself. This is one of those like yeah. So yeah, it's not my number one, but it's definitely in my top 10. Definitely top 10. Probably this guy's probably number three or four. I got so many, I don't know. Anyway, next, talking about the king of fragrances. Before I get into the subject, king of fragrances is none other than this guy. I don't know if you could see him, but Club de Nuit, Precious One, whatever. It's a smaller bottle. Yes, I have a small bottle, but it's that damn hole. It says sometimes you can't see the hole, but yeah, it's this guy is I can't really smell it too good because I got the Dior going, but this guy is a vintage absolute. Again, I mean, you can never go wrong with wearing this guy. You can never go wrong. You know what I'm saying? I had this guy for a hot minute. I wear it when I can, but I have to be honest. Where I live, I have to go out of town, to kind of have that experience. What I'm telling you with this guy, and the other guy, I have to kind of go out of town. There's places to eat, and there's places to go here, but it's limited. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to kind of just, But anyway, this guy opens up with a pineapple note. and then it goes down to that smoky oak moss, whatever. Just like oh yeah, it's definitely one of those, you know, like you spray, you feed yourself. But this is king. You're not going to beat this scent. You know what I'm saying? You're just not. So, boom. All right. So going back to what I'm talking about now. All right. So basically, what's going on is, like I said, this person, you know, they have their business they're trying to do. So I'm not going to really crap on their business. You know, I'll just say that some of the stuff I heard is completely wrong. Some right, some completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to talk about money. So we're going to talk about money, you know. But before we talk about money, I want to explain to you how I got started in my journey, right? My journey is pretty simple, you know, just like you. If you're a hard worker, if you're not a hard worker, I care less. I'm going to be honest. But if you're a hard worker, just like you, I was in the same position where I was working, you know, and I couldn't get ahead. For some strange reason, I could not get ahead. You know what I'm saying? I would see different rich people come through, and I would act, because I at the time I worked, you know, I worked in the area, you know, where I got to meet with a lot of quote unquote affluent people, quote unquote, you know. But anyway, you know, they'd show up in their Porsches and Ferraris or whatever, Lamborghinis, you know. And I was never one not to ask. I would humble myself, and I'd be like, you know, hey, you know, how'd you do it? You know what I'm saying? How'd you become, you know, how'd you make it? You know, I'd ask tiny hats. I would ask white people. I'd ask black people. I'd ask Cubans, Hispanics, whatever, Arabs. I mean, you name it. I almost asked everybody, right? All of them either told me bad information, right? Or just didn't tell me at all. The both. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, you'd ask, whatever. You gotta work hard. You gotta work hard, right? The guy that I remember him specifically. This guy has a gut out here. Gut out here, big fat, you know what I'm saying? And he's struggling to walk up stairs, you know, like a flight of stairs, you know? You got to work hard. You got to work hard. And I'm looking at him, and there's no way in hell that this guy could do half the stuff I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here sweating. It's hot. You know, we're talking about 95, 96 degrees dry, right? 95, 96 degrees dry. You know, this fat fucker's in the AC, you know, he gotta work hard. You know what I'm saying? And I remembered that. I remember him specifically, you know what I'm saying? Because it left such a foul taste in my mouth or whatever. That was just like, hell no, I got to do something different. I refuse to this guy ain't even bad. This guy is nowhere near me. You know what I'm saying? But he got money and I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I continue to work. Everything's blue collar, no white collar, right? I think I was looking, and at the time, I never made over $55,000 a year. Did not, right? Like I told you, that ceiling. Regardless of whatever I did, I couldn't get past 55. You know what I'm saying? It was so annoying. You know, I didn't get a car payment. I didn't do all this stuff. Whatever. I tried to do it. You know, any way I knew how, because I had nobody to teach me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, looking at this video, like I said, I'm not gonna go in on him. Look at this video where the guy is saying, "Oh yeah, you know, you gotta buy real estate," because this guy sells like a real estate course or whatever. You know, oh, you gotta buy real estate, and oh, you know, people don't show nothing, and blah 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 blah. You know, and yes, there's points to that. You know what I'm saying? I think if you know nothing, let me be honest, if you know nothing, and you're handy, yeah, you're handy, because I'm handy, you know, real estate is probably one of your best options, right? Not the best option, but one of your best options if you don't know anything and you're handy. Again, you don't know anything and you're handy, right? Would I do it now? Hell no. Hell no. No. I would do it the other way. You know what I'm saying? But this guy is trying to sell a course. So, I mean, he's leading people, you know, he's leading them right because he is right, you know, but it's just, it's like, you're right like here instead of being here. You're right over here, you know? At the same time, right? So, because I want you to hold that thought. This thought. Excuse me. I want to get to the camera. All right. This is a doggy dog world, right? 100% doggy dog world, right? You have to be comfortable. Let me say it again. You have to be comfortable with watching somebody else fall. Again, it's a doggy dog world. You have to be comfortable with watching somebody else fall. We live in America. This is a capitalist system, and that's what it is. That's exactly what it's all about. The mighty dollar, right? And you got the haves, and you got the have-nots, right? And the haves are like this. The have-nots are the handful, the fist, right? The haves are just a finger, one finger. The have-nots are all these guys, right? But that's what it is. The haves control the have-nots, right? So, reason why I'm telling you this is because if you want to be the haves, you got to be comfortable watching somebody get, you know, get put to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's just stiff, like not stiff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you're gonna make it. Now you can sit back and be, oh no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me at all because you got to come to terms with that. You got to, if you want to make it, right? Because I'm going to tell you how to make it. It's real quick. You know, you got to learn to cut people off. You got to be able to stand by yourself, you know, and you got to be able to keep grinding, right? That's it. Cut people off, stand solo, and keep grinding, right? Now, let me tell you what this is. This guy says real estate. Again, I totally get it. If you're handy, yes, real estate. If you're not, I think you should own something, right? You should own something. This is where I'm getting at. You should own something, right? You do not have to own a business. You do not have to own a home. None of that, right? What you do have to own is several businesses, right? Several businesses, right? The market, right? Several businesses, the market. Own the market, right? It's quick. If you're dumb, right? I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of stuff, but I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. I don't pretend to be, you know? I just know that I know what I know, right? And there's levels to stuff where you're just like, yo, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it real simple and do like this, right? The answer that he should have said, but he did not, is a simple S&P, a simple index fund, S&P 500. You put your money in the S&P 500 and you let it ride. That's it. You put your money in the S&P 500 and you let it ride. That's what all these bastards was doing. That's what all these bastards was doing. You know what I'm saying? The majority of them. And they wouldn't tell me. I'm telling you, they wouldn't tell me. You know, I learned that from a special person, you know, in my life, that she told me this. She was like, hey, you know what? You should do it like this or whatever. And she caught me, or she taught me early enough, really caught, but taught me early enough to, hey, go this way. You know You know, you ever play? It's like you ever play Super Mario World, right? When you play in Super Mario World, you know you could damn near beat the whole game without getting to the Star World, right? If you think about it, you can play Super Mario World, right? You can do all this stuff, all the Yoshis and stuff like that, whatever, and you could beat the game without getting to the Star World, right? But if you get to the Star World, Star Road, it's faster. Like you can just and then get there. You know, you skip all this stuff and get there. You know, making money is like getting to the Star Road or the Star World, the Star Road. You know what I'm saying? That's how to do it. It's the housing thing. It works. It works. I'm not gonna say it doesn't work. I can't. You know, I'm not giving like financial advice or whatever. I'm not a financial advisor. I just can't do that. I can tell you what worked for me. And getting to the Star Road is sitting there, putting money in the markets and letting that motherfucker ride. Put money in the markets, let it ride. Put money in the markets, let it ride. You know, let it ride. You will be surprised what you come up with, but I can't go into detail too much because it's like I'm not a financial advisor. There's tons of financial advisors, tons of financial books that you should look. I think J.K. Rowling's. I forgot the name of the damn book. Forgot the name of the book, but it basically. He wrote a bunch of memoirs to his daughter, right? Because he didn't want his daughter to I'll probably put the book over here. He didn't want his daughter to be poor, to struggle like he did. You know what I'm saying? But that's a very good read. I heard the audio version of it, but I can't make money. I don't even know, but it's a good one. You know, again, I listen to old school. You know, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, Jack Bogle. You know what I'm saying? I listen to those guys. I do it with the way the old guys do it. You know what I'm saying? But I just learned that to me, that's the correct way. It's a long road, yeah, because it's you're using compounding, and it takes for it. Sometimes this day just like this. Another couple years ago, just like this. Then all of a sudden, once you get to this, it just like that, it just takes off. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rocket. Okay, yeah, the market's like a rocket, right? You know how if you think of a rocket as a rocket going out of space, right? We're gonna use this remote control for reference, right? You know, you got all the thrusters or whatever, like right, and so it's trying to get out of the atmosphere, right? So it's your money's doing this. It's all this juice. It's hard working, right? Hard work, a lot of hard work, just to kind of get it to get going. It's going all the blasts and stuff like that. The flames are flying. It's going just like this. It's going like this. It'll go like this, right? To get out of the atmosphere, right? You know, because again, gravity is holding it back. I'm not a space guy, but I'm just giving an example. It's the same thing, right? Now, right after you kind of get past that, right? All of a sudden, the rocket just takes off, right? It just starts going as it just keep going, right? Then it starts losing the thrusters or whatever, see going till it shoots all the way up until it gets in outer space, right? The hard part was to start. The hard part was to start, to get it to, you're doing all this to go. That's the part that most people fail because they don't stick with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to stick with it to get past that part. It's literally just, because as soon as you get past this part here, right there, that part here, it starts going. It just starts going. And then it goes faster and faster. So right, then just like a blur. It's like this, like a blur. You know what I'm saying? It just keeps going. You know. The thing is, whatever is that most people are not qualified. A lot of people, I can't lie. A lot of people aren't qualified. You ain't qualified to be rich. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people aren't, because you don't want to sacrifice. To get rich, you gotta sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing those bastards never told me. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta put in your time. Right? Time is, because in order for you to make this, in order for you to make it happen, you're making a deal with time. Right? Time is your best friend. Time is right here. You got capital, right? Capital, and you got time, right here, right? Capital and time will make it happen. Like, pow, 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 pow. You see what I'm saying? But if you sit there and you like, oh no, man, I can't do it. Man, it take too long to do it. Okay, do your thing. Like I said, because you got to, in order for you to get this, in order for you to get this going, you got to be comfortable watching people fall, right? Man, it's too long. Fall. Seriously, man, this may take too long. You know what? You're absolutely right. Fall. You know. Oh man, I'm going to do this crypto. Blah, 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 blah. Fall. You know, man, why you driving that old car, man? You should blah, 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 blah. You know, fall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest. You learn this. You learn to cut people off, man. A lot of people ain't worth keeping around. You know, in order for you to try to get the bag, it's a long road, man. It's a long road. You know, it's a long road, but it's kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's a long road, you know, but it's a special road because you're going on a star road. You know what I'm saying? Like over here, the regular road, right? Super Mario, remember Super Mario? The regular road, you got a bunch of noise. You got, you know, people you could talk to all the time, blah, 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 blah. You know, but this star road or whatever, there's not there's not many people on this road. You know, and this road just keeps going that way. Remember that rocket, right? You know, as long as you're on that star road and you keep doing exactly what you're going to do, whatever, in no time it'll be like this. And all those people that you left on the other road, whatever, all of them be jealous. All of them be hating on you. All of them be hating on you like, oh man, you know, how'd you over there, how'd he, when he over there, he got some money now. He think he all that. He got some money now. He think he all that. Instead of being like, hey, you know what? Excuse me. I'm happy for you. Nah, it's hate. But anyway, I think I'm at 23 minutes. I'm gonna cut it around here. I'll probably do another video actually, but I'm gonna cut this guy around here, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm out.